Okay, today is Wednesday. It is 3:49 a.m. It is April 1st. I looked at my funding pips, the 5K account that I passed, and what I noticed is that um, sporadically, what I would do is I would size up at strategic locations, and then I would size small. Okay, and so when I'm not sure, or when the trades are less probable, I go with smaller size. And so far what I've been doing is just break and retest. Um, so far I want to pick this trade here today. I was down $23. It's the first trade. Look at that. Is it today? Oh, that's not today. Oh yeah, it is. Is it today? Maybe it is today. I don't know. So then I slowly came back. And the size is small. See how it's small? Of course, I could have gone big, and the results would have been far better. I mean, bigger. But the way that the way it works is that you just don't know. I mean, so the idea was that okay, so if it broke through here and it started to go up and held, I can add here and expect it to take a little gains here. That's the idea. And sure enough, it did work. Okay, so I was able to gain these. I was able to gain about 15 bucks on here, which is quite big for, so that's roughly about, that's 15 bucks, okay, for the 5K account. So now I just need 350 to pass the first phase one. And then the second phase, all I have to do is get 250. And so what I have to do is just repeat what I'm doing here with the 10K, 50K, 100K, 200K, and we got it, right? That's it. That's trading in a nutshell, all right? Right there. So so what I did was I scraped together a few bucks, but I have to like starve and I have to put like 1 gallon of fuel into the car in order to survive for the next week and a half. But I managed to buy this challenge. It's on my second day. And so far for today, so EU's going up. It's bullish. See? Anytime there's, so what I've noticed is this. When I distinguish between a bullish trend and a bearish trend, all I have to do is get into this train. And even if I make a mistake, it'll come back. But when the market is going down like this, when the market is going down like this, if I make a mistake, it just keeps going down. And if I don't sell, I would probably sell here at a very, very big loss. So that's something that I realized. And when I observed the previous two, the phase one and phase two of the 5K that I passed, I think it was in like August or something. I think it was July and August time period. So all I have to do is repeat this. Don't trade the Asian market. See, this is like the European market. I'm in like 4 hours into it. I made roughly about 1% in 4 hours. Okay, 1% in 4 hours, which is so if I were to multiply this by the 50K account, that's 500 bucks. So that means I was able to make within 4 hours $500. So my hourly rate is $125 an hour. Okay. But if I step it up to the 100K, I keep talking about this and keep talking about this. One of these days is going to be a reality. So when this becomes 100K, that's 50 times. That's $1,000. $1,000 in 4 hours. That's $250 an hour. That is just awesome. That is just wow. When this becomes a reality, what I talk about truly becomes a reality one of these days, it's going to be awesome. But I would have to say that now that I have made roughly about almost 1%, I did make about $4 from yesterday. I was being very, very cautious yesterday, and so I made about almost a percent today. So that's and being very cautious too, and only trading that strategy. That strategy where I'm saying, okay, so what I do, what I've noticed is this. Okay, so do I see strengths? Okay, there's a couple things that I'm looking at. Okay, so the price is moving to here, to where the break and retest is going to take place, because what I'm looking for is a breakout. The first requirement is the price near the area where the break can occur, which is here. I've established it here. Okay. And is the price sufficiently volatile enough that it is actually above that area? It holds and adds to it, which means that it doesn't drop back. Okay. It's signaling that it's not going to drop back. Okay. And that it's moving up. And so this is a signature that it is tending to move up. That's what it's saying. And so there's a possibility when I get in here, I will at least get a small gain based on that breakout. That's my strategy. The whole world can know this, okay? Everybody knows this. Everybody knows this, okay? But that is the strategy that I have. Okay, that's the strategy that I'm taking. Okay? This is really hard because you just don't know. You gotta. All right, that's really hard, that reversals. So here, now it's at a point where the resistance is, and see how it behaves? That right there is behaving like it's respecting that resistance area. And what I suspect is that, what I suspect is going to happen is going to hit that, and then drop a little bit, and then possibly do this, maybe. I think that's it's possible, okay? It's possible. And if I look here, this one is showing some weakness, so it's going to go sideways for a while. It looks like showing weakness. See how it's weak? It's moving sideways. That's weak. This one is also weak because it's dropping down here. Now this, I thought it was weak, but it's actually moving strong that way. That's strength right there. It's moving up. This one is weak. Look at that. Look how weak it is. It's like it wants to go down. It's inversely correlated to the EU, and so it wants to go down. Okay. The tone and the texture is different when. So initially, what I need to do is first, when I pay for an account, I need to be extremely, extremely cautious. Okay, and so that I make just a little bit, and then I add upon that, and I add upon that, and I add upon that. That's one way of doing it. Or if I feel like, I can afford it, I can afford like 5 or 6 different bullets, and then just go for it. I mean, that's a possibility too. But if I want to preserve the money that I have, this is definitely one way to do it, right? So, so I wanna document this, and I want to repeat it. Okay, I want to repeat this. So initially, what I noticed is that my trading, look at that, that implosion occurs on the first trade. The first trade that I make, there's an implosion. And then I play catch up, catching up, and catching up, and lose again, catching up, lose again, and then make a pretty decent trade, come back, and then that's how things work out. But if I can make this viable, I also know what's gonna happen is that there will be a day where this is gonna be gone. Okay, I'm gonna lose. I know it. It will happen. My mind will switch off. I know that. I've experienced this, and I've tried to stop it, but I can't. But what I can do is for that period of time that I have control over, I can make the best of it and and make it work for that time because I don't have control over myself all the time, but sometimes I do, right? Some portion of the time that I do. Okay, so this one is coming back. It looks like it's good to be with the trend, and I can make a mistake and still come out positive when I'm with the trend. If I'm against the trend, what I'm trying to do is like trade the pullbacks, right? That's that's a difficult thing to master. It is. Not too many people want to do it either. Okay. Most people they just want to yeah, don't most people don't want to do that. They don't want to waste time sitting in front of a computer trying to time this so that they can eke out a little blip, right? Okay, so now it might be so what this is telling me is that it's not volatile right now. It's like moving sideways. It has already moved yesterday. It moved already. So now it's consolidating. Okay? This is the period where it's taking a breather. See? It moved. Look at that. And then now it's like gently sloping. Okay? This is where I can like take a little bit of trades and make a little bit of money on it. Okay? Chip away, a chip into the gains, right? Okay, so I don't want to ruin this by taking a trade. Okay, I just made this trade. Look at the times anyway. I don't have to. Hey, I don't have to prove to anybody. Okay, so why am I trying to prove to people? Huh? Nobody believes me anyway. Anyway, okay, so that's how you do it. Okay. All right. What I do is I don't record uh, losers, but I say it. Okay. This Friday I lost 5 of these, but they were 10K, so they were twice as more expensive. Okay, and my voice is quite different back then. Okay, my voice becomes very agitated and disturbed, and see how that behaves. Look at the resistance here. Wow, that's amazing, isn't it? That's amazing. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I thought UJ was weak, but now it's like it's showing some strength. If only if I knew how to trade this. I only know how to trade this. I don't know how to trade that. How do you trade that? See, when it goes up and drops, I'm thinking, oh, well, it's going to keep coming down. But it goes up and then it does this. I don't know how to trade it. It's hard. It's difficult to see it. Okay, so am I supposed to conclude that because it hit here, it's going to keep going up, right? And it's going to be a higher high? Is that what it's supposed to mean? I don't know. Because I think what happens is if it drops to here, I'm thinking, well, it wants to come back down, so I better get out of this trade. So if I have a 200K account and I make 1% per day, that's $2,000 a day. That's a life-changing event. And if I do that in 4 hours, 2,000 bucks, that's $500 an hour. But if I have $1 million, that's essentially $2,500 an hour. My God, that would be so cool. That would be a life changer. That would, for the lack of a better word, that would be awesome. Just awesome. Well, you see how it broke through. It's going up. So if I take a trade, most likely I will make it. Most likely, if I take a trade here, most likely if it holds here, if I take a trade, I could be looking at selling it here. Okay? So if it holds here, and the next candle paints, I get in, because it did cross over this point of break and retest, it's going to keep going up, and I should be able to make profit on it. So I'm waiting. I want to see if my trade works out, or it just may continue to keep going up. Okay, you see that right there? It's not dropping. It's not dropping. It's not painting a really red candle here. So there's a possibility now that is confirming it that it's going to go back up. So if I were to get in here, anywhere here, I will make money. See, these big candles are pullback candles, see? Pullback candles. So it's going to pull back a little bit, and then if it starts going up, it's going to go that way. Let's see if it plays out the way that I thought it does. Okay. No trades. I'm not taking any trades right now, but that's the way it should be. That's resistance here. All right. Let's see if it works out. Let's see if it works out, because it is part of that uptrend. Oh, I would have lost, huh? I would have lost. That's why it's important that it holds or shows that there's a candle that's going up. If I committed that trade, I would have lost. So EG is dropping below here, so there's a high chance that it's going to keep going down. There's a high chance it's going to keep going down to at least here. It could pop back up, but probably it's going to drop to here. And just as I thought here, it broke. See, look, see that? How do I know when it hits this, it's going to behave like this? It's going to break through, and now it's going to come back down. And then I'm looking at this, which is showing plenty of weakness right here. So I did take my profits from here, took that profit, moved sideways, now it's coming back down. It's amazing to me how oil has influence over the market. Apparently, a lot of things, the shipping costs, things like that, eats away at earnings and the productivity of companies. And it seems that oil, the energy cost, has a strong dependence on the price of securities has a strong dependence on the price of energy. Okay, and so when oil prices goes up, which is a significant part of everyday life of energy resource that's required to turn the economy, the price impacts the price of the security. I didn't see the correlation. I didn't realize that until see I wasn't, well, I had no idea. I had absolutely no idea that oil had such an influence on securities. I didn't know. People talk about it in news and things like that, but it never occurred to me to make that connection, even though they're saying that there's a connection. Oil, oil, uh, oil has a significant impact on price. Price of oil has a dramatic impact on price of securities, right? Wow. That's, see, people talk about that in news and on YouTube and things like that, but I didn't know. I didn't figure it out. It just never occurred to me, right? It's like saying, okay, so there are people in church, okay? So there's people there. It just never occurred to me. Okay, people go to church, and then that's why there's people there. Okay, that's how. Anyway, okay, so um, anytime so I, I didn't pass, but I did make a gain, which is good. It's uplifting. Okay, now if I can keep this up, and if I can just keep this up, okay, um, yeah, that's $50. And if I do that one more time, that's $100. If I get a payout of that, I can use that to pay this 10K. And all I have to do is repeat this on 10K, right? And then repeat it on the 50K. I'm going to skip the 25K, okay? And I'm going to go to the 100K. Wow. Hmm. This year just may be it. It may be it, but I have to keep this up, okay? There cannot be a disconnect between one day to the other day, right? I cannot lose my head. If I lose my head, like to my subconscious, the subconscious is going to do whatever it wants. But what I noticed is that um, oil, oil, uh, energy has a dramatic impact on the price of securities. Yeah. Okay, I was going to make a trade, but it's a good thing I didn't take the trade because I would have lost. See? Boom. Didn't have enough energy. You have to have that. You have to have that momentum. They didn't have enough momentum to carry it past it. That's why it's. See, this is sluggish as well. That's not. The drop off is not big. Here we go. See, oil price is dropping, so now that's going up. So most of my trade has been gold, Nasdaq, and EU. Did I make any money on EU? Yeah, I did make some money on EU because the rest of them was going down. Yep. All right. Well, I think I have to call it a day. I think I may have to call it a day. One of these days, it'll all become so natural. It will be so natural. It will be. It will be a glorious day one day. It will be a glorious day one day.